Welcome back to another video about the stimulus check. Now, before you click somewhere else, we're going to look at not what's happened in the past, but the possibility of the future. You see, there are currently two proposed plans for a second round of stimulus checks. One in the House, led by Nancy Pelosi, and the other in the Senate, led by people like Bernie Sanders and Kamala Harris. So I want to look at both of those plans, see how they differ, and basically see where we go from here. So yes, I know this is another video about the stimulus check updates, but I think it's an important one, so be sure to stick around. Before we look at these new plans, I understand that there are some people who still haven't received their stimulus checks, which is completely ridiculous. So maybe it's not really the time to propose more plans, we should fix the old one, but I digress. Let's just look at what they're trying to propose. So first, in the House, we have what they're calling the HEROES Act. And this is going to be very similar to the previous round of stimulus checks we already received. What they're proposing is $1,200 per adult with the same income restrictions we had on the previous round of stimulus checks. So it's going to be very similar to what we already saw, but a little bit different because now children are also $1,200. In the previous round, every child counted for $500, but now they're bumping it up so they're equivalent to an adult at $1,200. Granted, this is only a part of the actual stimulus bill they're proposing, but the total bill itself proposed by the House is $3 trillion, which is obviously a lot of money. And we already spent about that in the previous round of stimulus bills. So is it really a good idea to spend another $3 trillion right now? The Democrats in the House seem to think it is. However, when compared to the Democrats in the Senate, they're not even close to being ambitious. You see, the senators, people like Bernie Sanders and Kamala Harris, also want to send out a second round of stimulus checks, but theirs is going to be quite a bit different. First and foremost, they're giving $2,000 for everyone. Whether you're an adult or a child, you would get $2,000. So for me, as a family of three, we'd get $6,000, which sounds pretty great, don't get me wrong. I really would like $6,000, but not necessarily in this way because that's a heck of a lot of money. Just to give you an idea of how much that's going to cost, just looking at that part of the bill, not even looking at things they might propose such as small business loans, that is going to be about $660 billion. But they don't want to just do it once, they want it to be a continual thing, starting all the way back in March. So what that means is that if this bill were to be passed, everyone would get this much money retroactively dated all the way back from March, which is an awful lot of money. They say they want to do this until this epidemic is passed, but I don't really know what the criteria is for that. How do you determine when it's done and when we're good enough to go back? So let's say it only goes for another month. We have from March all the way to June, which is 4 months. At $2,000 per adult, that is $2.6 trillion just for the stimulus checks alone. But I doubt they're going to be satisfied with that because they also want small business loans and many other things. So we're looking at several trillions of dollars once again, which we cannot afford. I understand where people like Nancy Pelosi and Bernie Sanders are coming from. They're trying to help Americans because there are, some 33 million people who are unemployed in the past month and a half alone. That's an astonishing number. But at the same time, spending trillions of dollars that we don't have in the first place to try and fix this doesn't seem like the best idea to me. What in my mind would be better is to try and help states as much as possible reopen so that people can go back to work. Now, I'm not saying we go back to normal right now and everyone just goes back to work, but we do need to start because 33 million people are unemployed right now, and the government cannot just endlessly give money to them, or to all of us for that matter. It's just not a sustainable solution. So we need to do something else. However, that's just my opinion. I don't know everything that's going on. I don't know everyone's personal experiences, so that's just what I think should happen. What about you guys? What do you think should happen? Or what are your thoughts on a second round of stimulus checks? Go ahead and let me know. At the moment, we don't really know what's going to happen, but here are two proposed possibilities. Now, if I had to guess, I would say the Republicans are quite a bit more likely to agree with the Democrats in the House, like Nancy Pelosi, than they are to agree with the Democrats in the Senate. If nothing else, because it's going to be a one-time thing as opposed to every single month. But I guess time will tell. I hope that you're doing okay and you're staying safe in this difficult situation. And thanks for watching this video. Be sure to check out some of my other videos maybe you haven't seen before, and as I said, leave a like or a comment, whatever you want to do. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.